Nope.
I got to talk to you guys about something that's... I guarantee people who turn this podcast on want to listen to our opinion on it, what we thought. Because I kidnapped the motherfucker and put him in the trunk of a car, but my face never made it to the cover of a newspaper. And when I was in New York Saturday, and I walked around there, and I saw every fucking newspaper with Louis C.K.'s picture on it, it fucking hit home. Like, it didn't hit home for me. I just said to myself, Jesus Christ, I put somebody in the trunk of the car, and I made it to page like 8. It was just a little blurb under the fucking car dealer ad, you know?
It's different. It's a different time. And Louis, like, was at the top of the pyramid, you know what I mean?
I mean, all these allegations every fucking day. You get a new allegation. And you know what, man? The thing that bothers a guy like me is people could allege shit every fucking day. But in today's world, it ruins your career. You know, when somebody comes to me and says, Lee took their dick out, or Lee, I'm going to check it out before I open my mouth. I mean, I'm going to fucking check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. But Louis admitted.
Recheck it out. Right. He admitted it, and then, you know, there's a big thing. But it's just not Louis. It's just everything. And now Richard Dreyfuss got accused of something.
I saw that.
And this guy got
the president, the first Bush, is getting accused all the time now.
And, he got accused again today.
Yeah.
And, what do you call it? Who else got accused today? Did you say Richard Dreyfuss? Who?
It wasn't today, but
No,
the guy from Star Trek.
Yeah, George Takei. But also Dustin Hoffman, too.
That's fucking crazy, George Takei.
But
now, what's the situation in George Takei's?
It's like a male model or something.
I guess there's something that maybe...
Now, you got to remember something. Remember when that movie Liberace came on HBO?
Yeah.
I went somewhere. Like, that movie really fucked with me a little bit because I really knew the truth. I looked at it for what it was. You know, Liberace, first of all, for people who... I don't want you to look at this time in Hollywood as, oh my God, what's going on in Hollywood? Listen, they passed Marilyn Monroe around like a fucking dummy doll, okay? And many others of those women they passed around. They just passed around Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was the biggest disgrace in American history. She was fucking a president, a gangster, and God knows who else along the way. God knows who else along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Sinatra, what do you think he did to women? He told that one lady to get a hanger when she was pregnant.
That's crazy.
He threw her out of the house and said, go get a fucking hanger.
Yeah.
I didn't get you pregnant. You know, statements like that, shit like that, you know. I believe in fucking, you know, I've always been on the other side of the coin. And sometimes it's been me. And sometimes you're accused just for being who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what... Then there's another tactic to this that bothers me. That really fucking bothers me. Because people in this room will attest to this. We change every 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Our views change. We get smarter. We get wiser. You know, you don't do the dumb shit you used to do. Lee, you're a nice kid. Are you a different person than you were 5 years ago?
100%.
In which way? In which ways are you a better person now than you were 5 years ago?
I just think when you're, at least for me, you're in such a bubble in high school and college that you don't really realize. There's a difference between being polite and acting like a good person. And there's still some things that I could do better. I'm not going to lie. But I think that you learn through just dealing with people how to act, and you see how other people act. You're like, oh, I didn't like when someone did that.
But you still, here's the thing, you can change, but if you did something 10, 15, 20 years ago, there still can be consequences for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I understand that people change, but that can't completely exonerate you for things that you might have done in your past that people just weren't brave enough to say anything about.
Look at this judge right now who's something like 70, and they're saying 40 years ago he dated kids in high school. And even in the article, if you read the article, it said like the mom told the daughter, "Oh, I think you're the luckiest girl in the world to date Roy Moore," and she was 14. So I can
Yeah.
He might argue, and the thing is, he's denying it, but he might argue like, listen, it wasn't that big of a deal back then, or I don't know, maybe it was. I don't know with that one, but I think you're right. I think if you,
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that you can't change. Everybody changes.
But it
I'm
doesn't
just
take
saying,
away what you've done.
Yeah, just because you change, because whatever you did, if you did it, whatever you did, changed somebody else for the worse.
Right. And
so there has to be some sort of repercussion for that, no matter how long ago it was. Like if you did something to somebody that changed their life for the worse, that fucked them up and continues to do that, then no matter how long it is, you still got to pay for that shit.
Right. And that was what I took away from the Louis thing so far is, like, he even said in his apology, whatever you think of it, he didn't realize from their point of view. And I think that's kind of hard to do, is take the other person's point of view. And even with him, when he says, "Oh, I never touched anybody who I always asked," it's still terrible to imagine being 21 and you don't want to say no. Mm-hmm. You're just out here. All you want to do is get at a job. You don't know if you're going to get fired for saying no. So it must be scary.
Yeah. I'm sure it's really scary. And that's why I'm not saying that, like, I understand why some people wouldn't come out. I understand why it takes people a long time to come out. Listen, are you 100%? I've been propositioned by men and women. Like, it for sure happens. For sure. And it's terrible. And I think that the more that people come out, I think it'll just scare the fuck out of people into not, because there was no repercussions before. Nobody was saying shit.
But on the other side of that coin, and both of you are married, but maybe you have single friends, I don't know. In this day and age, if you were going to date somebody now in the industry, would you have them sign something? Would you have them, like, if you were going to hook up with a girl on the road, would you have them sign? Like, that terrifies me.
I don't know what you mean, like
just to be like, yeah, like, this is legit, like, I'm not forcing you into this, or like, just I don't know.
I'm in shock about the whole thing. I'm in shock about, allegations bother the fuck out of me. I want proof.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a proof
I'm
school.
I'm with you.
It's you and I in a room. I mean, the Louis thing happened in 2002. Who knew where his sickness was? Listen, you just don't stand in front of a door, take your shirt and your pants off, and take your dick out and bang it out in front of him.
By the way, that sounds terrible.
And that's two women in a room, two witnesses.
Oof, yeah.
The sickness was at the highest level of all time. What was he thinking was going to happen? I mean, my heart goes out to him. I'm not saying nothing bad about Louis. What I'm saying is I'm looking at it from that perspective. It came out a little bit after that, and there was more allegations.
Mm-hmm.
He jerked off on the phone with people, which I've done 1,000 times myself. You know what I'm saying? Some girl calls you, she tells you she's going to go in the shower, and you tell her, really, whatever. Next thing you know, you got your dick in your hand, and you're breathing heavy for 2 minutes. Who the fuck knows? I mean, all these things, we all do them, and they're simple, and we don't think we're doing something. But it did create consequences. The women, how they feel and all that shit. I'm not going into the politics of all that. I'm just going into the politics how this ends you, and how you have to bounce back in a certain way.
Well, I don't think it should have to end him, though. That's the thing.
Well, you said if he does a show at the Comedy Store tomorrow night, he'll sell it.
If they said Louis is going to be in the main room tomorrow, would he sell all the tickets? He would sell all the tickets. Of course he would.
And tell his side of the story.
Whatever.
See, this is what I would do. I would wait 6 months.
Yeah.
And in those 6 months, write something and go on Broadway and tell my side of the story in the fucking off Broadway thing.